Welcome to DU Digimon. Hello and welcome to DU Digimon and welcome to yet another deck profile. If you're liking these videos, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell so you're not missing out on any of the latest content. Now we are a little late on the Purple Hybrid hype train. We're sorry, but here we are with Purple Hybrid. Purple Hybrid, I think, is a deck that has taken a lot of wins recently. There is a hell of a lot of cases for it to have done extremely well in numerous regional events, and there's a strong contender for it to do really well at the US Nationals. Now, I actually completely forgot that the European Nationals were this weekend. At the time of recording, so the 7th and the 8th of December, which, as someone who is in the European region for the game, is kind of bad, so I need to be more on it with this. And Mirage actually won it, at the finals in Europe. I want to take a look at that list actually, because I want to see how good it was and what things are probably going to be banned from it soon. Yeah, this is Purple Hybrid, and this is not my list. This is Dan's list. So Dan, as I mentioned last week, he kindly provided a few different lists for decks that he's built recently, just to help me out a bit, which is awesome. Thank you again, mate. And there are actually two different lists we're going to be looking at in this one. One, which is a bit more of the sweat fest, if you go into Nats, maybe try it kind of deck. And then another one, which is a bit more like, you want to play Purple Hybrid, but you want to be a bit different. You've got that dog in you. You want to just be a different kind of guy. But so we'll take a look at the sweatier of the two decks first. So this is Dan's list. So first off, we've got the Demi Meramon from BT3. On deletion, trigger draw 1, then trash 1. Super simple. Helps you with getting card advantage as well as also getting stuff out of your hand, filling up your trash for your later plays, which is really good. We've also got one copy of the Cupimon from BT16, which on deletion, trash 1 card in your hand, gain 1 memory. Nice and simple, really good. Then going into the rookies, we've got 3 Gazimon from BT3. Really good memory floodgate, especially good in matchups against stuff like Mirage, against stuff like Lord Nightmon, especially the latter of those two, because Lord Nightmon has less ways to deal with the floodgates before it can get up to its full stack, whereas the Mirage at the very least can bounce the floodgates away. Gazimon, great pick for a floodgate. We've also got the Ignitemon. You use it to delete one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a level less than or equal to the deleted Digimon's level when attacking. Also has a when you play a Digimon by an effect, gain 1 memory. I don't think playing stuff by effects comes up too much in this deck, but as a form of removal, especially because you've got so many on deletes in this, really nice pick. We've also got the Ukomons as well. We've got 4 of the BT16 Ukomon as your searcher. Go on out the breeding area, do your search, reveal top 3, add a Digimon or a Tamer, hatch an egg in the back. Bosh, great. We've also got the limited Ukomon as well, because we all know how good it is. There's a reason why it's limited. It moves out, it gives itself a free memory, then you hatch in the back. It's just resources, just nothing but resources. It's great. It's so great. It of course got limited. Then going into our level 4s, so going into our hybrids, we've got the Duskmon. Now the Duskmon does combo really, really well with the next hybrid we're going to be looking at. I believe also the Loemon can also combo quite with the Velgamon, so I might go into the Duskmon and the Loemon first, actually. But you on play when Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, change the original colour of one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers to one non-white colour, so you can change them to anything you like. So if they are, if they're using a deck that uses a lot of name-based Digivolutions, then you can't stop them as much. But if they're not, and they're using more colour-based Digivolutions, you can really mess them up. Like, again, say for example Lord Nightmon, you're going up against that, if they don't have the Lord Nightmon for the X to go on top of, then you could just make their level 5 into, I'm going to make your level 5 red. Good luck Digivolving it on it now, nerd. And that's it, they'll stop. When attacking as well with this guy, one of your Digimon or Tamers may Digivolve into a level 4 card with a hybrid trait in the trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1 to help you go into your next stage of hybrid for free, and has a non-deletion effect of playing out a Tamer with a play cost of 4 or less from your trash without paying the cost. So obviously once it's deleted, the Tamer that's underneath it will be in the trash, so you can just play that Tamer, so you're guaranteed to have a Tamer every single time. Then going to go into the Lowemon, 4 copies of this guy as well. It's 4 copies of all of the hybrids actually. When Digivolving, draw 1, trash 1, really good. When attacking, one of your Digimon or Tamers may Digivolve into a purple or yellow Digimon card with the hybrid trait in your trash. So this one, unlike the Dusk one, does not reduce the cost, but you know, it does still allow you to Digivolve up, and obviously because it's purple or yellow, it helps you out with that. I mean, the Lowemon, of course, is one that's a bit more transferable to go into like the Magna Guru deck, whereas this is pure purple hybrid. So Duskmon is probably the better of the two for the combo, especially because you've got that all turns effect. But to be fair, this guy the on deletion effect, sorry, but this guy also has an all turns inheritable, which does a fairly similar job. When this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, you may play 1 Tamer card with inherited effects from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So that also allows you to play out the Tamer from underneath you. Really nice. Then we're going to go into the Velgamon. This guy at 4 copies again. On play, when Digivolving, for each colour your opponent's Digimon and Tamers have, trash 1 card from the top of both players' decks. Then for each card this effect trash, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP for the turn. So obviously the main combo of this is to go with the Dusk one. Give them an additional colour on board so you can get more trashes from them, and you also get more DP because of how much you trash. But the Lowemon can also go into it. End of attack, you delete this guy and delete 1 level 4 or lower purple Digimon. Usually it's just going to be this guy, which is why I slipped there. And all of your opponents, and then what you end up doing is you delete all of your opponents' Digimon with the lowest level. So especially if they're quite wide, they've got a lot of level 3s, they've got a lot of level 4s, you just blow them all up. All for the price of a single level 4. I mean, this guy, because it's deleting Digimon with the lowest level, if they've only got a level 6 out or a level 7, it's a level 4 that's deleting them at the cost of his own life, granted. But this deck really does not care about that stuff because it just recurs itself so many times. The trash is its second hand. It just goes off. It does also have an inheritable effect of retaliation, which it shares with the next card we're looking at, which is Kaiser Leomon. So on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Super simple there. Has retaliation inherently and also gives it as an inheritable. So really cool card. Does a lot of really cool stuff in the deck. Then we're going to go into Rihimon, which every single time I read it, I think of Scooby-Doo. just because I'm I don't know. I'm stupid. I'm silly. I don't know. It just, every time I read it, it's in my head. It's just every single time. But anyways, what you can do with this guy is you can take a Lowemon and a Kaiser Leomon from your trash and place them under one of your purple yellow Tamers, and then Digivolve into the Rihimon. I had to fight that. Card for a Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring Digivolution requirements. It then has jamming inherently, which is really cool. When Digivolving, you may play 1 Tamer card with inherited effects from your trash without paying the cost. It gives you an additional Tamer. And has when attacking inheritable of one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4000 DP for the turn. Now you'll notice this is the only level 5 in the deck. This is because, like, in general, you're doing so much stuff with the hybrids, you don't tend to go into your level 5s and stuff that often. I've found when I've played against Dan. I myself have not piloted this, for example, but I tend to find he doesn't go to level 5s. He's just kind of spamming out the level 4s over and over and over again. But going into level 6s, the first one we're going to go into is Mervamon from BT11, which BT11 is a set where all of the stuff comes back. All of the stuff has some sort of... There's lots of stuff from BT11 specifically that is just still really good. Like Mirage, for example. Like Mervamon. You may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card or 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with Crossheart in its traits from your trash without paying the cost. If Digicrossing, you add 1 to the number of cards you play with this effect. So if you do manage to cross, which is one of the reasons why we have the Ignitemon, so that you can then cross with that, you can go into the Mervamon and put out 2 bodies. And then all turns, all of the Digimon with Crossheart and their traits, all with retaliation, gains Rush and Blocker. So you gain additional ways to swing. You gain retaliation blocker. Retaliation and blocker, of course, is one of the best defensive tools in the game. It just really puts people off of attacking. The Kaiser Leomon has retaliation inherently, so that can become a blocker. The Ignitemon, of course, is a Crossheart, so that will also gain the retaliation blocker. So yeah, just really, really cool. you know, it's just a very, very oh no, we'll call game blocker. Sorry, not it won't game retaliation, but you know, Mervamon, great card, and like I say, BT11, a lot of surprise bangers have still stuck with us from that set. Then we've also got Anubismon, which is another limited card, and Anubismon is just cracked. There's a reason why it's at 1, because of just how good it is. And actually, again, this does take advantage of the Ignitemon's inheritable of gaining memory when you play something out. So you may trash up to 3 cards in your hand, then play 1 purple Digimon card from your trash with the play cost reduced by 3. For each card trashed by this effect, further reduce it by 1. So the more you trash, the cheaper it will be. And your turn effect, when an effect plays one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. And if this effect didn't delete, draw 1. Now that is not once per turn. The only thing I would say is that because of the nature of Dan's deck, he's not playing out Digimon by effects by any means other than the Anubis, so then the fact that this is not once per turn doesn't really come up, but it's still a nice control tool, helps the consistency, helps get a few more things on the board. Anubismon is just a cracked card, we all know that. Then the one level 7 he's got is 1 copy of Death-Exmon. Death-Exmon, of course, needs no introduction, is, you know, the card that's stuck with us since BT9. On play, when Digivolving, de-Digivolve 1 all of your opponent's Digimon, then delete all of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. End of opponent's turn, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. It's just a really good board clearer. You can also reduce the play cost of it, because it has a, when you would play this card, reduce its memory cost by 3 for each Digimon and Tamer your opponent has in play. So the more your opponent's gone, the wider they've gone, the cheaper Death X becomes, which is scary. Then the Tamers, we've got 2 Matt from BT2. He's here just as the memory setter. He also returns a purple Digimon card or purple option card from your trash to the hand. I mean, I've considered putting this guy into my Lord Knight deck. I did play the ST18 one in back when I did the deck profile. I've actually removed it now because I found I needed more consistency tools. But this mat is great for just pulling stuff out of the trash when you need it. You know, if you need the Duskmon all of a sudden to go into your Tamer plays, you can just pull it out of the trash with Matt, which is really nice. Then we've got Koichi from BT7. So on play, draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand, and on deletion, gain 1 memory. Super simple, 4 copies of him, you know, because you need that Koichi name for your Tamers, because all of your hybrids are Digivolving off of Koichi for reduced cost. So reduced cost of 2, reduced cost of 3, reduced cost of 2, reduced cost of 3. So all of them Digivolve off of that Koichi. They also Digivolve off of this Koichi, the new one from BT18. Start of main phase by trashing 1 card with a hybrid or 10 warriors trait in your hand, gain 1 memory. Of course, the more stuff you get in the trash, the better. You know, if you get your Velgamons in there, for example, you can Digivolve up into them. And gaining the memory helps you at the beginning of the turn, obviously. Then, when attacking, you may return 1 card with a hybrid or 10 warriors trait from your trash to the hand. Super simple. You know, just helps you kind of give you more hybrids to later use. Then the options, we've got 4 Jack Raid. Jack Raid is potentially, I mean, if purple hybrid and we go into another really purple meta again, Jack Raid could be something that ends up getting limited, honestly, because it's not as stupid as stuff like Grav Crush or Hammer Spark, but it's still really good. Any of these 0 cost, I just gain memory, you know, whatever kind of cards are always really good. I mean, gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. In a highly purple meta like this, and in a deck like this, you can easily get 2 memory off of that. Easily, minimum. You know, just and if you're only getting 1, that's still good too. You know, it's just a great card. And then security gain 2 memory as well. Yeah, grim. It's grim. Then the last card in the deck is 2 copies of Rival's Barrage. When this card is trashed from your deck, you may place it in the battle area. Main effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. And the delay effect, return 1 purple Digimon card or Tamer from your trash to the hand. So it just helps you with that recursion. Now what we will do is we will do a jump cut. And we will go ahead to Dan's other list, which is quite a bit different. Right, there we go. And as you can see, this is very different. This is Dan's red-purple hybrid, which is taking advantage of the fact that the red hybrids from BT17 and BT18 are actually red-purple, so you can use them on purple Tamers as well as red ones. So it's a very, very different list, much more for fun, still needs some balancing, but it's great to see this sort of experimentation with deck building. I always love it. I mean, if you saw the Jamming Greymon list that I brought out a couple of weeks ago, I built that deck purely for fun. I wasn't being like, yeah, this is going to top the meta. Europe finals, here I come. I didn't get an invitation. But you know, sometimes you've just got to build decks for fun. You just got to build decks to be silly and have a great time. Doesn't always have to be sweaty. It doesn't always have to be, oh, I'm playing this because this is the best way of doing this, and this is the only way to do it. You know, but this is just fun. This is just a fun list. If you want to be sweaty, go to the previous list. If you want, you know, a little bit of a laugh, this one. You know, so obviously this probably is not as good as just playing Purple Hybrid, and it's probably not as good as just playing Red Hybrid, but it's fun, and that's all I care about at the end of the day. Anyways, shares the same eggs as Demi-Mirror, but does not have the Cupimon, so getting that draw one, trash one. The Flamemon can actually Digivolve on top of red or purple, and on play, reveal the top 3 cards, add 1 card with a Hybrid or 10 Warriors trait, and 1 Tamer card with inherited effects among them to the hand, return them to us to the bottom of the deck. So that is entirely generic, so it can add any of the red hybrids or purple hybrids, and it can add any of the tamers, because it just adds any. Doesn't look for colors, it just looks for traits, and it just looks for tamers with inherited effects. That's it. The only tamer it can't add is Matt, and that's it. Really cool. On deletion, you may play 1 tamer card with inherited effects from your hand without paying the cost. Again, that does work really well with the deck. We've also got the Psychmon in here as a floodgate, so players can't reduce play costs, which is interesting because he's playing the Gazimon in the previous list. But the Psychmon in this one, which is quite interesting. We've also got the Gabumon in this from ST16. Start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. And when attacking, draw 1 card from your deck, then trash 1 card in your hand. So really cool. And then you've also got 2 copies of the Yukomon just for those little searching tools. Then going into the hybrids, we've got 3 Burning Greymon. Obviously this combos well with the Agunimon, but essentially you've got Raid. It can Digivolve into one of your red tamers, and so that card is a level 3 red Digimon. Now the BT17 one, unlike the BT18 onwards one, can't Digivolve on the purple tamers. This can only Digivolve on top of the red ones, but of course the main reason it's here is to Digivolve on top of the Agunimon. So, you know, take that as you will. When attacking, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with a hybrid trait in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So really, really cool. And this Digimon gets 2000 DP. I mean, I love this card. I took great advantage of this in my Skull Hybrid list for Jank Tank 6, and I definitely still want to bring Skull Hybrid back at some point, whether that be in Jank Tank or not, because of the new rules we've got, you know, that remains to be seen. But I'd love to bring Skull Hybrid back as a list because it was just really fun. It was just really good. Algorithm be damned, I want to have some fun. Then we've also got the Agunimon, so 2 copies of this. You may return 1 card with a hybrid or 10 Warriors trait, or 1 tamer with inherited effects from your trash to the hand. Again, entirely generic. This Digimon gets 2000 DP as the inheritable. Digivolves on top of red tamers or purple tamers for 3, but Digivolves on top of Takuya for cheaper. Then we've got the Duskmon and the Velgamon, as we saw in the previous list, so we've still got that combo. And we've also got the Aldermon, so keeping on with the red hybrid vibes. When one of your Digimon with a Tamer card in its Digivolution cards Digivolves into this card in your hand, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 2. When Digivolving, if a card with hybrid its traits is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this Digimon gets plus 4000 DP, and has the inheritable of while this Digimon is hybrid or 10 Warriors in its traits, it doesn't activate security effects on option cards and checks. So obviously the Aldermon can only go off of the Burning Greymon and the Agunimon. You know, but that's still pretty fun. You know, the Duskmon and the Velgamon are there for their own combo, so you can then just use the Burning Greymons and the Agunimons to go up into the Aldermon and so forth. But that is the only level 5 we've got, just those 3 copies. Then we go into the level 6s, and there is more level 6s than there is level 5s, and we'll get into why. But we've got the first one is 1 copy of the BT4 Ancient Greymon. For each Digimon card in this Digimon's Digivolution cards with Greymon in its name, other than Doru Greymon, Burning Greymon, or Dex Doru Greymon, or hybrids in its form, this Digimon gets security stat plus 1 and checks 1 additional security. So obviously it gets all the security attack plus for the hybrids underneath it, you know, which is really cool. And on deletion, you may play 1 red level 4 or lower Digimon card with the hybrid trait in its form from your hand without paying the memory cost. So still an incredibly potent card, even all the way back from BT4. Really, really nice. We've also got 3 copies of the BT12 Emperor Greymon. So security attack plus 1 on this one. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. If this Digimon has a red Tamer card in your Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP instead. And on deletion, you may play 1 Takuya from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Now, obviously, in Red Hybrid, the main thing is you kind of cheat up into this, and we'll get into how you can cheat up into this in this deck as well. Then we've also got the new Emperor Greymon from Special Booster 2.0. When Digivolving, for each colour in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash any one Digivolution card from your opponent's Digimon and suspend one of their Digimon, then this Digimon may attack. When this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, it gains security attack +1 for the turn and unsuspends. So, really, really cool. Can get multiple colours underneath it for that prior effect. Then we've also got, as our level 7, one copy of Susannoamon Ace. Can Digivolve on top of any colour level 6, which is really cool. And also can Digivolve on top of Takuya or Koji for a cost of 6. But it has to be with 10 hybrid trait cards. Has the blast ability, obviously, so that includes blasting on top of the tamer, I believe. When Digivolving, when attacking, delete one of your opponent's 10,000 DP or lower Digimon for each colour in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Add 2,000 to this DP deletion's effect maximum, so you can get a lot of colours underneath you, which is nice. Not as many, I don't think, as the as kind of if you were playing the Red Hybrid version of this, but still really cool. When attacking, by placing up to 5 tamer cards from this Digimon's Digivolution cards as your bottom security cards for each one, trash your opponent's top security stack. So really, really nice. Then go into the tamers. We've got the Takuya here. You play this without paying a memory cost from the security. Main, once per turn, you may place 5 cards with hybrid in their traits from your trash under this tamer in any order to Digivolve it into an Emperor Greymon in your hand for its Digivolution cost, as if this tamer is a level 5 red Digimon. So that's one of the reasons why we don't need as many level 5s. And actually, again, generic. It just asks to place 5 cards with hybrid, so that means you can actually put Duskmon and Velgamon underneath as well to gain their inheritable effects. Obviously you want their DP from the Burning Greymon and the Agunimon, but getting the on deletion, getting the retaliation, also really nice. You know, we also gain the inheritable of if this Digimon gets 2,000 this Digimon gets 2,000 DP, and while this Digimon has 10,000 DP or more, it gains security tap +1. I did not close Messenger, sorry. Sorry, that really threw me off. Anyways, next tamer is the Takuya and Koji from BT18. Start of your turn, if you're 2 or less, set it to 3, so it's a memory tamer, really good. Start of your main phase, you may place up to 1 hybrid trait card with different names from your trash under this tamer, but each of your other tamers add 2 to the maximum number this effect may place. So again, generic. You can put Duskmon, you can put Velgamon underneath it. Really nice. Then we've also got the mat just to help with getting our purple stuff from back out of the trash. Obviously, all of our hybrids are purple, all of our level 4 ones anyway. Obviously, we can't do that once we get into our red ones, but again, this list is more for fun, less for consistency. We've also got the Koichi. So, start of your main phase. Again, trash your 1 card, hybrid or 10 more straight in your game hand. Obviously, we covered this. Really, really good. Then we also got the Atomic Inferno going into the options. One of your Digimon with hybrid in its form. I love the old terminology. Gets plus 3,000 DP, security tap +1. When this Digimon is blocked, gain +3 memory for the turn. Again, generic. It just calls for a hybrid. You can use it on any hybrid. It doesn't matter what the colour of the hybrid is. And security effect, all of your Digimon gain security tap +1 until the end of your next turn. So, you know, that is a dumb blanketed effect if it's hitting security. Then we also got that's 2 copies of the Atomic Inferno and 1 copy of Calling from Darkness. Delete your Digimon, then return up to 2 purple Digimon cards from your trash to the hand. But that's both of Dan's lists. Obviously, the latter one is much more of like a fun deck, as I mentioned, than the first one. But both are really cool. The first one, really cool in terms of competitive sense. This one, in terms of being just a little bit of a laugh at your locals. You know, and that's sometimes all you need. But I hope you guys like that. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of those 2 lists, and let us know what other things you guys want to see for you know, for all the decks coming up in 2025. We're almost at 2025, guys, which is bonkers. But anyways, join us for Wednesday and Friday's videos as well. Wednesday's video will be a 7 Demon Lords deck profile, and we will be bringing out an EX8 match on Friday. But until then, either of those 2 thens, in fact, we'll keep it good, keep it digital.